Hi, Phil here from When You Were. So we've just got back from the little trip we had up the North Yorkshire, Northumberland coast. We picked up the Northumberland 250. So we're going to see if we can find places to park during the day or near the beach, and we're going to see if we can find some campsites that aren't like 60 to 70 pound a night. Or airs, yeah, and see if it's possible. It's August, middle of August, so we know it's going to be busy. I'm going to show you how we got on. We're doing this because of all the media hype about you can't do this, you can't do that, and when you can, the cost is extortionate. So we're going to go and prove that we can do it for less than what, 15 quid a night?
Something like that.
Something like that. And see if we can find any free ones as well.
And can you actually park at the cost? Because apparently it's banned everywhere.
Oh yeah, yeah. So they've banned it. Well, we'll go and find out, shall we?
So that's what we did.
So after we'd been to the Drax Rally, we said our goodbyes and we drove out to Hornsea. We couldn't find any parking initially because of the height barriers, but then we found one on the front that was free. So we had a walk into the town there and had some lunch, and then went back to the van. We drove up the coast to Alnmouth, where we found a lovely park up. It was a bit like a rally field actually at the side of the road, on the road to Bridlington. It was a camper site, and we got a good night's sleep there. The following day we carried on north, where there was nowhere to park in Bridlington, so we continued up the coast to Flamborough Head, where there was plenty of parking, a superb cafe, nice ice cream, and a walk down to the lighthouse. We then came back out of Flamborough along the road just a little bit out of the village and found another farm, which was a nice little quiet place. That was a camping club site, and we had a nice night there. Heading north, if you get to Filey fairly early in the morning, you'll be able to find some parking on the right hand side as you go down into the village or town. And so that's what we did. We had a coffee on a balcony looking over the beach. That was lovely. And then we got back to the van, where we had a park up on the country park just a little bit further round the bay, up on the tops, and we had lunch there looking over the sea. After that we drove to the outskirts of Scarborough, to just southwest of Scarborough, and we stopped in another camper place. It was a little bit daunting when we got there because there was these huge big gates, but there's a code if you get the email. If you don't, give them a ring and they'll give you the code to get in. The following day we went down into Scarborough, and there's plenty of parking in Scarborough. You can parallel park on the front with your vans, so you've got plenty of room. Well, that was the case on the North Marine Drive. We had a walk down onto the beach and then came back and had lunch, and while we were looking out over the sea we saw a pod of dolphins, which was lovely. Wasn't expecting that. Then we continued north up to Robin Hood Bay. Initially we thought it was a bit crowded, so we came out, and we couldn't find anywhere to park, so we came back up onto the tops where there was a free car park up on the moors. Very windy, but it calmed down as the night came along, so we had a nice quiet night. And then we went back down into Robin Hood Bay the following day, and we found a car park. And if you drive right to the back of it, on your left there's a road that sort of goes down. It looks like it's going down behind some houses by I think it's a cricket club, and we parked down there. It was tight, but there was room. There's other options as well if you ask once you're in there. That meant we were able to walk back down into Robin Hood Bay and have a little look around the town, which is a lovely little place, lovely little village, I would say. We had a coffee in a nice little cafe, had a look on the beach, and then came back up, scrambled back out. Very steep hills, so you've got to be pretty agile to make that walk down there and back up. So we moved up the coast a little bit and we went to a laundrette in Whitby. We googled it and found it. We had a lunch while we were waiting for the washing to do, and then we continued up to Staithes. When you get to Staithes, there's two car... Well, it looks a bit chaotic, but there's a car park at the back. It's grassy, and if you have got a little bit of patience, when it's really busy, there's a man there because it's a private car park, and he will find you some space if you've got the patience to wait. He shuffles people round, he says, until he gets everybody in. Great place. So we stayed there the night. We had a walk down into the village there in the bottom and found a band was playing. So we sat and listened to that for a little while. There's a little bar, and there's plenty of bars and pubs dotted around, and tea shops, so there's something for everybody. And that was even steeper to climb back out of, so definitely need your walking sticks if you're not so stable on your legs. The following day we carried on up the coast. We were planning to stop at Saltburn, but it was absolutely heaving, so we decided to just do the services in the car park there and carry on my way. So then the next place we stopped at, we came inland a bit to... Oh, Staithes was a private car park. I said that, didn't I? Yeah. We came to a sports centre at New Aycliffe. That was a camping club site, and that was round the back of the sports centre. If you go inside, they'll sort you out, so make sure you arrive. Well, no, they'd still be open, actually. Yeah, they were open. Yeah, they were open for quite a while. We had a meal in there. Have a game of pool if you fancy it. After leaving New Aycliffe, we went about 30 minutes up the road and we found a lovely village with an abbey in it. So we had an ice cream there. And then the next village up, well, that's a town. The next one up from that was Corbridge. We parked in the car park and went over the bridge, walked into the town and had tea and cake in the little cafe there. And then we had our lunch on the moors up on the tops. Then we went to find some petrol because we were running out. So we got some just past Otterburn, at Heppel, I think it was called. And then we found a farm at Netherton, which was a camping site at Netherton. That was just room for 6 vehicles. It was a very nice little place there. And then the following day we carried on. I say. We went round in circles, to be honest, because a lot of the roads were being closed off because of the resurfacing the road. We did a bit of a detour because we wanted to go down to Amble for some fish and chips, and we were going to stay there the night, but they were going to charge 21 quid each for the fish and chips, so we decided not to stay in the end. We had lunch in the van and we weren't even meant to do that. So we left Amble and after several diversions, we arrived at Alnmouth Bay. It was a lovely little medieval town, and we parked down by the estuary at the bottom of a road. It was a dead end, but there is room to turn, so if you do get down there and can't find anywhere, you can get back out quite easily. We stayed near the children's playground at the bottom if you've got kids, and then the following day we carried on up the coast to Craster, where we parked up in a field. We got into... There is a car park, but it was packed, so we came back out and there was a woman selling tickets for £5 for the day in a field, so we stopped there instead. And then walked back down into Craster and along to nearly to the castle. It's a long walk along. It's a flat walk, but we got our view and took a picture. We've been before, so we didn't go all the way. Then we came back and drove up the coast via Sea Houses, and then Beadnell and Sea Houses, and drive right in front of Bamburgh Castle. That's lovely. We didn't stop because we went there last time we came. And then we headed inland towards Jedburgh. At Jedburgh we found a campsite that was a camper one. It was behind the castle up on the top, and then you looked back down onto Jedburgh. It was really nice, owned by a lovely couple who were renovating their house. After a really peaceful night's sleep there, we did all the services. They got everything up there. It's a really good site. And then we drove through the Kielder Forest. We went on the trail to the visitor centre, and that's a very long, bumpy road. So if you don't like bumpy roads, maybe do a detour around that. It's about 12 miles in length, so you just take it nice and steady, it's okay. We had lunch at the visitor centre, and then I did a bit of Christmas shopping as well. And then we bought the tickets there. Then we went round to the other side over the dam to a nice quiet park up over there. And then the last day we left Kielder Dam, and we made our way home via the country roads, slowly through Kirby Stephen because there was some roadworks, and back to Fleetwood, where we actually stayed overnight at Fleetwood so that we were ready to go home first thing in the morning. Ta-da! That was it. Hope you enjoy it if you do it. You might do it our way, you might do it your own way. It's brilliant. Thank you. So, hope you enjoyed that. And as you could see, it is possible in most places to find somewhere to park. If you've got more patience than we have, you probably could have parked in Bridlington and Saltburn as well. You'll find a list. Phil's going to put a list of how much it costs for the sites. And yes, we did find a free one. What are you doing that for?
That's where it's going to be. The list will be there.
All right. So Phil's going to put a list up here of the price of the places that we found, including the free one. Got anything else?
And we'll see you in Germany.
See you in Germany. Till then.
Bye.
Bye.